Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for the 24th day of August 2020. Well, I did this once. I got about 20 minutes in, and my screen froze. It just kicked it out, so I guess it didn't like the reading. I don't know. So we're going to go a little more quickly here and see if we can get this done more quickly, and maybe my screen won't freeze on me. I don't know what that's about, but maybe I need to reboot or something. Anyway, today's the 24th. We have a 6th energy for today. It's also my oldest son's birthday. Yes, I became a mother on this day 40 years ago, so happy birthday. Big guy. Anyway, your dad and I are proud of you, and we love you to the moon and back and beyond. No, he after a very long relationship with his wife prior to, they were together a long time. We just sort of, past the point of common law marriage, So we just always considered her our daughter-in-law. Anyway, it didn't matter. And but in 2015 they got married, and they've been married for 5 years, and we just couldn't be happier. She's just great, and she got her PhD in neuroscience, and she works at the university there, and she's just great. So happy birthday to him, and I hope the two of them can, spend some time today creatively because of the mask issue and all of that and the pandemic, and I know they will. And so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna just do in the last reading I thought that's what I wanted to do, but I'm not going to do it. I'm still going to take the cards randomly. If you haven't been here before, I do that. I want to be really random and not have my shuffling influence the layout of the spread. Normally I don't care if it's just a normal reading, but doing it here I've always liked it to be random. So I'm going to go back to that for this second version of this today and see if I can't get through it without my screen freezing up on me. So here we go, and let's go ahead and take our first card. I take the 13th one each time for randomness sake, and I was born on the 13th, so it just figures prominently in my life, so that's what I do. You don't have to. We have the Page of Swords here. Oh, I said this in the esoteric reading that I did earlier this morning. It feels like the ground is mushy under my feet, and the Page of Swords really describes that. I think we're talking about a situation where the truth is fluid, at least according to some people. It isn't. It's actually pretty much fixed right now. It's just that those that don't want us to know that and to know anything that's going on keep changing it, and that's called gaslighting and lying and all of that. But that's what we're dealing with. And so the Page of Swords suggests that there's some new truth coming in today. Some new things are going to come out. That's been happening a lot. So we'll go on and we'll see what the next card says. This always reminds me of my husband, the 7 of Pentacles. We're going to take stock, let things come to balance, figure out what's going on, especially if we find out something new that affects everything about us in our lives. Pentacles is the earth element. Swords is the air element. So swords would be our intellect, perception, understanding, reason, balance, justice, fairness, all of that. But your earth element, the Pentacles, now it's going to have to do with everything about our physicality, our material security, our home, our tradition, our family, our work, all of that, legacy. And right now, all of that's in question, isn't it? Currently, we just have a 7 energy. Oh, we have the Ace. So we have an 8 energy, the spiritual warrior within. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. Again, this is a really powerful card because we're really walking through a new doorway, aren't we? Into new experiences. The hand reaches out from the cloud with a large coin. The cloud is a little dark, so it's really maybe a change in circumstances here based on the information that we're going to gather today. But you can see the ground under his feet looks fluid. It indicates that the issues are changing. and that some truth is coming out. So what we thought is no longer, or what we were told is no longer. Seriously, we've been dealing with nothing but lies of late. Well, the last few years, and any time any truth comes out, oh, it's fake news. Well, that's crap, right? I mean, it's just crap. I don't know how they can even I don't know how they can say this stuff with a straight face and expect everybody just to believe it. But it's affected everything. And now we've got to sit and take stock and let things come to some kind of a let things settle out, if you will. Think the scales with the number 7. Think the scales and be the center point like the guy is, and just allow everything to just sort of settle out and let the truth rise to the surface, right? Figure out, okay, what's really going on here? Well, we're finding out. And I love the ground under his feet. It just suggests movement, doesn't it? The clouds seem to be dissipating. You're starting to see some white return to the center of the clouds. And so some clarity is returning. So either, oh, I wonder if they'll get the tax returns today. Here's the thing, we're not going to know. We're not going to know about it. Even if they do, they're not going to tell us because it's part of a court case. So they'll have to build what they need to build from the information they get. But maybe, who knows, maybe there's some other information that's going to come out today. All right? They voted to fund the Postal Service. But of course, whether or not the Senate will take it up is likely they won't. How do you stop people? I don't even know. How do you stop a country from functioning, particularly during a pandemic, particularly right before an election? Well, it's because you want to control the outcome of the election. You want to subvert democracy, in other words. Subvert every last one of us. That's what this is about. Enter the Ace of Pentacles. You have a path, don't you? Hand reaching out from the clouds, holding the large coin. You see a path there going through an archway made of complete greenery. Abundance. You walk through the essentially the archway of abundance. You see some mountains on the other side. So, yeah, there could be some struggles, but we go forward after figuring out where we are, after the new information comes in. Let's do one more card. The 8 energy is about leadership. It's about the spiritual warrior within being able to take the information that's coming in from the page and the undeveloped potential that it can give us, the advantage. Truth is an advantage. Even when it's not good, at least you know, right? At least you know. And so with the 7, it suggests maybe leveling the playing field a little bit. That's the other part of the 7. Is bringing a certain kind of balance to the mix, balancing shadow side of self with spirit, you could say. Transmuting ego into spirit, you could say. But at least bringing it to some kind of a balance so you see what you've got to deal with, okay? And then, we awaken to something new in our foundation, in our structure, new security, a new level of security with the information that's come out. Right? But when the powers that be won't let you have any kind of truth, well, I don't know. You got to do the best you can, right? It's like, yeah, it's like you could walk into a bank, steal everything, walk out, leave, and go, yeah, I didn't do that. Yeah, it's fake news. It's really like that, And that's why it's so confounding and so incredibly insulting. He insults our intelligence every single day. When instead we need to be on a shared path with others. See the X down here, reminiscent of Gebo or balanced energy exchange. And we see random acts of kindness here, don't we? So the 6th energy is allowing higher self to come in and inform your perceptions, so that basically, you know, you're doing things from the standpoint of spirit versus the standpoint of ego. And here we have this girl offering a golden chalice filled with flowers, with a lily denoting purity on top, to someone passing by. Shared abundance, shared path. The outcome of the Ace of Pentacles. It's what happens when we go through that abundance, that gateway of abundance, or that archway of abundance. We end up here as we allow new perceptions to take hold based on the new information that's coming in. Well, where did my rune bag go? Oh, it's in my lap. Where's my rune bag? We'll see what the rune is for today. In the last reading, it was Nothies. We'll see if it is again. No, it's Urus. Same kind of manifestation, though. Especially with the, well, 6 and 7 is what, 13? So 4, 5. So we still have a 5 energy. We did in the last reading. So change. But Urus is the forming force behind the manifestation. So it's perception. Okay? In the case of when we make changes here within physical form, it's perception that's doing that. We change our perceptions. And I think that's what's happening here with the new information. Perceptions are changing. And we got to sit and think about it for a little while. How it's going to manifest, how it's going to affect our whole physical and material security. And then we're ready to walk through the door into something new that's based on shared abundance with others. So it seems like that's what we really need to manifest today with Urus. Urus is the second rune of the Elder Futhark. But again, it's not the manifestation itself. It's the forming force behind that. So you can think spirit, you can think spirit informing the perceptions that then foster the manifestation or invoke the manifestation. Well, okay. Now I'm going to drop my my geomancy runes. And where did that one go? Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it a different way because I don't see it. Did it roll? Oh, likely so. Well, okay, let's do it a different way. Where's my runes? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, because I have them all out, and do it that way. You know, this has just been my day. I don't know why I can't keep a hold of anything. In the last reading, I dropped all kinds of cards. I'm just going to let these run through my hands and let them run out. And when the last one is there, that's the one we're going to take. And then I'll find out where it is. Ooh, Cata Draconis. The end of the matter. Now, the Draconi, Cata and Caput, it probably rolled underneath the desk or something. Anyway, Cata and Caput Draconis deal with the north and south nodes of the moon. Caput deals with the north node or our future. Cata deals with the end of the matter or the tail of the dragon or endings. Now, it's considered an evil influence, but I think it's not so much evil as it is the effect of perception on things. And so when we see that we have something new coming in with the Page of Swords, then I think that that's what's corresponding with the notion that we're not going to, you know, we're going to let things go now and we're going to start looking at what the truth is. So it may signal an end to that. It may signal an end to a reevaluation of perception. And I suspect that's what it's doing. I mean, it kind of feels like it. I think that eventually, when things don't match up, you start to get suspicious. when things don't align, then it's just a major red flag that something else is going on. And I really think that that's what's happening here, and that's why we see a shift here in a way, in terms of perception, in terms of how we see things, in terms of justice. I don't know. It could have something to do with the shooting yesterday that's impacting all of us. It's like, enough is enough. I mean, oh, and we didn't know this when it first came out, but 3 of his kids were in the car when the cops are shooting him. At the car. It's like, come on, man. It's almost like you think it's the last vestiges of all this nonsense, just trying to stay afloat, trying to stay active, just to remain in power. But they're not going to. Their time is over. This time of abuse and violence against all of us, it's over. And it has to be. Whether it's I realize that it's happening predominantly to people of color in this country, but it's also happening to protesters of any age, of whatever, of whatever you look like. So it's a level of disregard that has taken on a violent manifestation, and it's time to manifest something else. Even if it means reworking the police departments or what have you. And we have to manifest something that's going to keep the checks and balances in our government in play, so that you don't have Congress, half of Congress saying, oh no, it's fine, let them grift, let them do whatever, no big deal. Really. So again, I think messages are coming in today that really are signaling an end to one phase and a beginning of another. Whether it's what we saw yesterday with this other shooting that took place. He's in the hospital. He's in the ICU. As far as I know, he's in recovery, but he's in serious condition. So, and 3 of the kids were in the car. I as a mother, particularly today, the day of my first son's birth, it's just, what do we value here? And I think that the Page of Swords is suggesting that life is going to bend toward justice and toward truth and honor and dignity and respect. And so we've got to rethink with the 7 of Pentacles. Let's rethink it all. Let's take stock of what's been going on and where we are. And take a hard look at things with an air of dispassion and observation. Get your ego out of it and just be able to look seriously at what's going on. And then allow something new perceptions to take hold that take us on a better path together, in unity and in shared purpose. So use Urus today to manifest that, I guess. So anyway, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. And click subscribe here. I'd love you to do that. Check out the blog. All this goes up over on the blog. The esoteric influences are going to go up there. So does this Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune. Left side panel of the blog. Just scroll down a little bit and you'll see them. If you don't watch them here on YouTube. But another thing that's going to go up underneath that, another video series called Magical Musings. And I'm just going to group them all together. I did my first one yesterday. It's on personal responsibility and magic. I had just read something in another grimoire where a guy's saying, well, he likes to give it over to this deity or that demon or that spirit or whatever. And he's just, their conduit. It's like, no. I disagree with that. So I just decided to say something about it. And that's what I think the magical musings are going to be all about. So I'm going to get the feeling to say something about something or other. And I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to put it there and call it that. It'll be magical musings and then whatever it's about. So anyway, if you're interested in that, I hope you are, check that out. Again, it's going to be over on the side panel of the blog. Also, it's got its own little section in my YouTube channel, the Stepping Aside's YouTube channel. If you search for it, though, you have to search for my name, Jan Erickson, because although it might come up as that, I don't know. I've never really tried to do that, but anyway, it should. but the channel itself is me instead of stepping aside, and so anyway, I guess that's it. Come back tomorrow, and we'll chat again. And be good to yourself. Be good to one another. Wear a mask if you go out today. And blessed be.